Today, you're here. You're here to learn why most yoga teachers are losing sales on Instagram and what to do instead. Okay, so I want to start with a bold statement, and it's this. If Instagram is your entire marketing strategy, you are doing it wrong. And I know that that might sound harsh, especially, if you're spending tons of time, and I'm guessing you are, and a ton of energy creating content, planning your reels, writing the captions, like showing up on stories every day. But the reality is that most yoga teachers are unknowingly losing sales by treating Instagram as the final destination rather than like what it truly is, which is a doorway, right? And so that's exactly what we're going to be unpacking here today, okay? Whilst Instagram is a powerful tool, okay, it's powerful for visibility and connection, it's not really where the real, consistent, reliable sales happen, okay? Not on its own anyway. And not without a strategy that moves your audience off that app and into a space where you can build those deeper relationships like your email list. So today I'm going to show you a much smarter, more sustainable way to market your yoga business, and one that's not going to rely on the whims of the algorithm. One that works, whether or not your latest post or reel goes viral, okay? And also a strategy that gives you ownership of your audience instead of like constantly chasing for visibility. Now, over the years, the last 8 years, I've seen too many yoga teachers fall into this trap of believing that if they just post more content, or if they just get, better at their reels or find the trending audios, that somehow, the enrollments and the bookings are going to roll in. And that's really not how it works. Engagement on the app doesn't equal conversion, and visibility doesn't always automatically lead to sales. What does lead to sales is connection, it's nurture, it's consistency, and it's ownership. And the truth is none of that is guaranteed on Instagram. Okay, so that's why today I really want to walk you through what you really need to focus on now to grow your community, okay, and increase your income. And I'm going to be breaking down the key mindset shift that's really going to allow you to stop spinning your wheels with the content creation that doesn't actually convert, and start building a marketing system that actually supports your business long term, okay? This shift alone has changed everything in my business. It's also helped thousands of, teachers in my community and in our programs to go from like hustling for the likes and thinking that that's the be all and end all to actually filling their courses, filling their retreats and their memberships. And so, that's what I want for you. And if you're ready to just stop relying on Instagram alone and start building a real strategic marketing system, that is what today is all about, okay? So let's talk about something then that most yoga teachers don't realize. Posting content is not a marketing strategy. Yeah, it's activity, of course. And the thing is, it looks like we're doing all the right things. We're showing up, you're being consistent, you're creating reels, all of that stuff. You've got your content plan. But if you're being really honest with yourself, is any of that translating into consistent sales? Okay, so I want you to sit with that first of all, because what I see over and over again are yoga teachers spending hours on Instagram and seeing very little return. And it's disheartening. And worst of all, it leads to burnout. So don't get me wrong with this. Instagram can be incredibly valuable for your business. Yeah, it's a powerful visibility tool. It's where most people or many people are going to first discover you, right? Especially if you are being consistent with your content and you end up on the explore feed, or you're doing, Instagram lives with people and you're doing collaborations and, getting more reach and visibility through other accounts as well. So people can discover you there. It's where they start to, feel your vibe, your energy and your teaching style. But that's where it should start, right? It's not where it ends. And here's why. Instagram itself as an app is not built for conversion, right? It is built, Meta want you to stay in the app. Yeah, it's built to keep people on the app so that they keep scrolling. Yeah, so that they to double tap and to watch the next reel, right? It's not designed to move people deeper into a relationship with you. Yeah, it's not designed to support your long-term storytelling or to deliver a nurture sequence, right? And so it definitely isn't where most people make purchase decisions, especially, for a mid or high ticket offering like an online course, right? Or even retreats, like your in-person high ticket retreats, or if you're doing coaching, or if you have memberships, right? So what happens instead? You put out great content and then you hear nothing, right? Or you promote your offerings on the feed and then you get no signups, and then you feel like you're just shouting into the void. What happens then? You get this sneaky narrative, that starts whispering, maybe I'm not good at this, maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe I just need to post more, or, maybe I need to get better lighting or use different hooks. Okay. And so it's not you, it's just the system. It's the marketing strategy that you are following, or in this case, not, because it's not a marketing strategy on its own. Marketing strategy is about moving your audience towards a sale. Okay. Content is one part of that. It's great. As I said, it's like the first part of it. People can discover you there. What happens next? Okay. So Instagram alone is never going to be enough. You do not own your audience there. Do not get into the trap of thinking that those followers are yours. You don't control the reach. Yeah, you don't get to choose when your followers actually see your posts and your content. So what is it? It's building your business on rented land. Yeah, you probably heard that before. And then, of course, the algorithm's changing and the reach, that what you worked so hard for can disappear overnight. I've seen that with our account multiple times that happens, right? And so here's the big realization that I want you to take from this is that Instagram is a great place to start the conversations, but if you want to turn those conversations into paying students, you need to take them somewhere else. Okay, somewhere that you can control, somewhere where you can nurture, and somewhere where you can sell. Okay, that place, where is it? Your email list. Okay, email is where the magic happens. Yeah, it's the one place where you do own your audience and you're not at mercy of an algorithm. Yeah, you're not competing in an app, right? With dopamine-driven distractions. Yeah, the dopamine hits. That's why it's keeping you in the app. That's why you end up in a doom scroll. It happens to all of us, right? It's the dopamine kicking in. You're not competing with that when you're in someone's inbox, okay? You have a direct line to your most engaged, curious, ready to buy students, people who have actually actively given you their email address. And most yoga teachers don't have an email list. Yeah, they don't. Or they have one that they're not using consistently. Okay, so maybe you've got 20 people on there and they're from an old retreat that you ran once. Yeah, or maybe you're sending a newsletter when you have the time. Okay, or perhaps you've never really known what to do with email. Okay, it feels clunky, it feels old school. Okay, so what we need to realize here is that email as a marketing strategy is actually the highest converting marketing strategy out there. For every dollar you spend, you can make up to $42 back. Like, it is the highest converting marketing strategy available. Yeah, that's not something that's just coming from me. That is like marketing industry knowledge, right? Google it. And so when email marketing is done well, it's personal, okay? It's strategic and it works. And so I want you to understand this clearly. Your Instagram content is like the party, yeah? It's the fun, engaging, easy to kind of pop in and out. And your email list is the invitation to the after party. Yeah, this is the invite that we want, right? It's the invitation to the after party. Where are all the after party goers? And so that's where the real conversations happen. Like that is where your audience slows down. Yeah, they get to know you. They get to actually take some action from what you're sharing with them. Okay. And I've seen this in like play out with yoga teachers at every level of business. Okay. One of our visionary students, our mastermind students, she actually had fewer than 2,000 followers on Instagram when she launched her new course. And she didn't obsess over content or stress about the algorithm. Yes, she got more strategic with the reels that she was sharing and the messaging around what she was sharing in her course, but she used a simple strategy. Okay. She created valuable Instagram reels that invited her audience to DM her, right? To get into the DMs via a code word. Okay. And that triggered an automated ManyChat flow, okay, that delivered the freebie and captured their email address. Okay. Within a few weeks using this strategy, she actually had some reels that went viral, right? She had less than 2,000 followers, right? She had reels that went viral and she grew her email list by 1,200 people. Okay, she grew her email list by 1,200 people. When she opened the doors, the sales came in and she finished up with $23,000 in sales. Yeah, that is what's possible when you are strategic about how you do this, how you use Instagram and how you use email. And right now, I'm sharing a strategy that uses the two of them together. Yeah, that takes your Instagram followers and converts them onto your email list using ManyChat. Now, the reason that she was able to do this and, you know, create such fantastic results is because she was building relationship capital, right? In a space that she owned. Yeah, where she could show up with value and really, you know, guide people to the offer, you know, and sell in a way that felt genuine, feels aligned. Okay. So this model, it works over and over, and it works really well if you have a small following. It's actually easier. It's easier if you have a small following because now you're not being bombarded with thousands and thousands of DMs. Yeah, you now are creating DM conversations that you can get in there yourself and you can follow up with those people. Yeah, it's easier to manage. And so the difference here, you know, it wasn't the number of followers, yeah, it was the system, yeah, behind their visibility. Okay. And as I said, ManyChat is the tool to use that. Okay. This is a tool that automates the Instagram DMs. Okay. So if you're following DYA on Instagram, and you've probably seen this, right? Because we use it all the time. We use this all the time to share freebies, to share courses, and to instigate and to start those conversations in the DMs. And using these automations, we can build our email list at the same time. And we're doing that. Okay. So you can set it up so that when someone comments with a specific word on your post, okay, let's just say for argument's sake, yoga, but it could be anything, right? Whatever that code word is related to the post and related to what you're actually offering, that then instantly creates a message in their DMs, okay? And that message can deliver a freebie. It can ask a question, but it can also capture their email address. Okay, so it's like having a virtual assistant doing this for you. Which means you don't miss opportunities. Yeah, you can follow up afterwards, but all of this is automated. Yeah, so we're not just hoping that someone's going to click, like we are then guiding them into our world with some intention and with strategy. Yeah, so use Instagram as the doorway. Yeah, Instagram as the doorway, not the destination. Okay. So you might be thinking now, okay, I get it. Instagram is great for visibility, but it's not where the sales happen. So how do I actually make this shift? Okay. So I'm going to break it down for you. What you need is a simple conversion system, not just more content. Okay. Not just more engagement. You need a system that turns your visibility into value. Okay. That value gets turned into sales. Okay, so this system starts with Instagram. Okay, this is what you showed up for today. We were talking about Instagram. Yeah, why are we not getting sales on Instagram? Okay, well, this is what I'm teaching you. And how do you go about it? What to do instead? We want to use Instagram, but really we need to build our email list. How can we use both of those tools together? So Instagram becomes the entry point, yeah, the spark. Your goal is to guide that into a journey that deepens trust, yeah, that drives decisions. So here's what that journey looks like. Step one, we need Instagram content that leads somewhere. Okay, so when you're creating your content, you're not just posting to try and get likes or to fill up your feed. Every post has a purpose. Okay, that purpose is to invite action. Yeah, comment the word yoga to get my free 3-day toolbox. Yeah, or, reply to this story. It's not just your post, it's the stories as well. Reply to this story, reply morning to get my daily routine guide. Yeah, so we're inviting them, and that's intentional. So we're not just creating content for the sake of it. We're creating it with a funnel in mind. So every piece of content becomes a funnel in itself. Okay. Step two is we use ManyChat to automate your DMs that you're sending out. So this is where the magic happens. Okay. It's not replying manually to people. You go into ManyChat and you set up an automation, a flow to do the work for you. Okay. So someone comments with a keyword or they reply with a keyword, and then boom, the automated DM lands in their inbox. Okay, so from there, you are saying hi, you're welcoming them, you're linking to the freebie, right? You're prompting them to enter their email address. When they do that, ManyChat is integrated with your email system. Okay, so in the back end, back in ManyChat, that email address comes into ManyChat, and it can just sit there. And you could export it if you want, do that, or you integrate it with ConvertKit, or whatever you're using, MailerLite, and the information, the email address ends up automatically on the list, on the email list, without you having to do anything. Okay, and if you're being clever in your email system, that automates an email that's now sent. Okay, so you can test this out on the DYA Instagram. Go and do it for yourself. Go through the automation. We're going to ask for your email address. Go and check your inbox, and you've got an email sitting there. Okay, the email is giving you the link to the freebie. Yeah. Then once we've got your email, we'll say, oh, hey, you can just actually go and check it out right now as well. So on your phone, you can go and watch the video that I'm sending you to. Okay, that is automation. That's how it works. And it's not as hard as it may sound, okay? And in fact, once you're getting into the swing of it, you're duplicating automations, okay? And you're just changing the words, changing the tags, changing the form that it links to. Hey, presto, it's done. Like literally in 5 minutes, you can get another automation set up. Once you've done it once, it's just a case of duplication, okay? So now, you're starting this conversation with someone, you're not only growing your list, you're also learning about these people, right? You're also, starting a conversation that you can follow up on, okay? So step 3 is to deliver the freebie, yeah? And to nurture the relationship, to follow up, okay? So once they're on your email list, your nurture email sequence kicks in, okay? And this doesn't have to be complicated. It can be a few well-crafted emails that go a long way. Email 1, you deliver the freebie. Yeah, you introduce who you are and how you can help. Email 2, you can share a story of a student, and that's going to help to build trust. And then email 3, you can offer something, okay? Maybe a paid workshop, maybe an invite to your membership waitlist, right? It's a great way to start building the waitlist. So what matters here is consistency, isn't it? And clarity. Like they need to know you and they need to trust you. And, they need to understand exactly how you can help them. Step 4, okay, it's a little bit more advanced, but now we can use the email to sell to them. Okay, so now you've started to build up a relationship. You're in that position to sell, right? They're getting your weekly emails as well now. Okay, they're really starting to build up trust. Okay, so this can look like, it can look like a soft sell. Again, when the membership opens, you can now sell that to them. Or when you have a course coming up, you can open up enrollment to them because they've been there, you've been nurturing those relationships. Okay, maybe you run a monthly masterclass. Okay, now you've got something to sell. They're there, they're in your inbox. Yeah, they're not just watching, they're listening and they're considering. Yeah, and they're getting closer to saying yes. And that is the key thing, isn't it? You are moving people closer to saying yes. Yeah, this is how you do it. This is how you move people along your funnel. Okay. So this is also how you shift from the content creation hamster wheel. Yeah, and you move into a consistent sales system that uses content to drive that, right? To power it. Yeah. So, and the best part of all of this is it works when you're not online, right? Your content leads people to DMs. Yeah, the conversations are automated, the emails are collected, your nurture emails are already written. Okay, so by the time you actually live launch a course, you have people who are already warm, they're ready, they're willing. You're not starting from scratch every time. What you've done is you've built a pipeline. Yeah, one that's working in the background. Yeah, that funnel is a pipeline. You're moving people along. Okay, so that is the bigger picture, right? That's the bigger picture. And, if we want to get a bit more practical with it, something that you can actually start this week. Yeah, the first thing that I would say to you is audit your Instagram, right? Take a look at the last 9 posts. Yeah, 3 rows. Do they lead anywhere? Yeah, do they include a clear next step, like a DM code word? Or, are you telling them to go to your link in bio? Maybe that's what you're using right now, which doesn't really work anymore, right? Okay, so this is why it's crucial to get on board with ManyChat. Yeah, that's the way this is delivered now. Is people are lazy. They don't want to come out of a post and go to the DMs and all of that. So make it easier for them to get hold of what you have to offer. Or are you just even hoping that people are going to figure it out on their own? Are you not even giving them a call to action? Okay, so that's the first thing, is just look, review. If your content isn't pointing people to take an intentional action, this is the place to start straight away. We have to shift that. Your content always acts as the invitation. Yeah, it's not the endpoint. Okay. And then when you've done that, I want you to choose a lead magnet that you have. Maybe you have a few lead magnets, or if you don't, critical that you create one, right? You must have an opt-in freebie, because that's how you get people onto your email list. Okay, it doesn't have to be fancy. Like, get something set up. It can be, a few kind of short videos or audios of different modalities. Of course, it needs to be niche specific. It needs to be speaking to a specific type of person with a specific problem. You're giving them a quick win. You're showing them that you can help them with the problem that they have, right? But create something. Don't just record a morning flow and that's it. Like, that's not, people aren't going to sign up for that. They can go onto YouTube for that. Okay, give them something value. Yeah, of value. And then set up a ManyChat flow. Yeah, easy. Set up a ManyChat flow. Go and get yourself a free account. And try the automations in there and try it out for yourself. And when you've done that, you can then write an email nurture sequence, right? Step by step. Do it step by step. So you can do it first of all with an automation flow that simply shares the link with them. And then the next step is we start integrating everything with the email system. We set up the email nurture sequence, and then we use an automation that's going to get people's email addresses from the DMs as well. Okay. The point here is that we have to commit to this. Yeah, this is how you're going to shift from, just pumping out content that has no real strategy to actually using your content to drive your business and create sales. Okay, this system is going to attract the right people, it's going to warm them up, and it's going to prepare them, isn't it? Okay, so then you're not in a space where you're thinking, why isn't this working? I'm doing all this content and nothing's working. Okay, so I want you to start this week. Yeah, start today. Yeah, the yoga teachers out there, the yoga business owners, the CEOs who are growing fast, they're not the ones that are just posting the most. They're the ones that are building systems that do the heavy lifting for them. Okay, and you can do this too. If you want help with this, we have a course specifically on this. It's called Insta Yogi Sales System. Okay, it's available for you right now. You can get into it today. And it teaches you this. It teaches you how to create the right type of content and reels. And it teaches you all of the automations that you need inside ManyChat, gets you in there. I have templates, ManyChat templates. You simply upload them into your account and you're good to go. It's all there for you. And you actually get access to it inside the Yogipreneur membership. Okay, so Yogipreneur is for you if you're just starting on this online journey, you want to grow your email list, you want to learn about content. There's an incredible community there of other Yogipreneurs who are doing exactly this, and you get support from me and the team in there as well. So just reach out, send us a DM in Instagram to ask about Yogipreneur. You can send us an email. We are here. So yes, and if you're further along in your journey and you're ready to launch an online course, the Profitable Yoga Teacher Program is the program for you. Okay, we have something at each stage of your journey. Okay, beautiful guys. Thank you so much for being here.